Are meditation apps worth it? Are they effective? Let's get into this. This is a really popular topic now because meditation apps have really taken off in the last 5 or 6 years or so. We're talking about apps like Headspace, Calm. There's a lot of them out there now. And I would say that they're so popular now that it's possible people may even think about apps as their first go-to source when they start thinking about learning something like meditation. All right, there's a lot of good things about that. There's a lot of maybe not so good things about that. So let's talk about this. So let's just ask the question right up front. Can you actually learn meditation in a real way from an app? I'm not so sure. I think you can get good instruction. For instance, if you take a class on meditation that's offered through an app and you get a good teacher who tells you and walks you through the steps of how to meditate, how to get started, how to build a sustainable practice, you can definitely learn to meditate that way. For instance, I offer courses at my web app, my online school, magic.me, in meditation. We've got tons there. But those aren't like an app that walks you through meditation. Those are videos and instructional material for learning how to do it on your own. Now, I think in that case, yeah, you definitely can learn to meditate from, I guess, technically an app, but it doesn't mean that it's, the fact that it's an app is non-consequential. You're just receiving instruction from a video. And I think that video itself is a lot better for teaching than like reading a book. The great thing about video is that there are a lot of nuances communicated that you wouldn't get from reading about it. Bodily posture, someone's general outlook, there's a whole lot that you can pick up from video that you can't through books. So in that sense, that's really good. But that tends not to be the type of app that people approach when they get into meditation. They usually go to something like Headspace where it's guided meditations. It's maybe, famous people like Deepak Chopra walking them through guided meditations. And that stuff is great. And Deepak Chopra teaches meditation very well, actually. And, but there's tons and tons of teachers on these apps. The whole concept of guided meditation itself is a little problematic, though. So there's nothing wrong with guided meditations. I like guided meditations. I even offer free guided meditations. But they're kind of a beginner thing. They're a starter thing. They're something that will ease you into meditation, that will get you used to the idea of sitting, kind of being a bit more introverted, calming down. But usually if what we're talking about is, I don't know, like a few minutes of, nature sounds and positive affirmations and general feel-good stuff, that's not exactly meditation. That's a kind of like a self-hypnosis process. And it can be really beneficial if it helps you with de-stressing, if it helps you with sleep, if it helps you with processing, that's great. And if there are apps out there where somebody's kind of walking you through the process and you're listening to it bit by bit, that's great. But these are kind of like previews or training wheels maybe at best, and they're not pure meditation. What do I mean by that? Pure meditation is not guided meditation. It's not listening to someone whisper soothing nothings ASMR style in your ear, although, that's great if that's what you like. But pure meditation is sitting by yourself, completely still, in complete silence, with regulated breathing, focusing on one thing at a time. Pure meditation is an exercise for your brain, just like physical exercise for your body at the gym is. But it's an exercise, a way of exercising your brain to train your brain to focus on one thing at a time. That can be as simple as a single black point, imagined, or even you can, trace it on a piece of paper and do it with your eyes open if you want. But generally, eyes closed, single pointed focus. That's what real meditation is. There's a ton more advanced techniques that go on from that, but that tends to be all the advanced techniques are different versions of what you can do, different things you can do once you have single pointed focus. So that you can definitely learn online. I actually have free videos on this YouTube channel on how to learn that basic technique. So if you look up how to meditate on this channel, there's like a 5-minute video where I give you all the basic techniques, everything you need to get started with real meditation. But the kicker here is that meditation is a quiet, solitary practice. It's something you do without external aids, without There should not be music. You shouldn't need like incense and candles and things like that. There should not be somebody coaching you through it. It's just you and your own consciousness without any padding. Okay. Meditation is a way of self-overcoming. It's you training your own mind to be silent. And this is, frankly, one of the hardest things to do for human beings. It's one of the hardest and therefore most rewarding things that we can do as human beings. Training your own mind to be silent is unbelievably difficult. It takes a long time. It takes consistency of practice. It takes sincerity of practice. It takes duration of practice. And generally what we're talking about here, in a real sense, to really experience meditation, what you need to be doing is at least an hour a day. I'm not saying go to that right away. That takes a long time to work up to. But we're talking at least an hour a day of silent, single-pointed meditation for probably many years. Okay. And that's like the baseline of meditation practice. Now, the benefits from that are immediate. You can get immediate benefits from meditation, even just 5 minutes a day. You can probably get benefits from these apps, but these apps are kind of selling you a feel-good technique. It's not real meditation. It's more like listening to Spotify or, something that just makes you feel good. So, nothing against that. Again, it's a great way to get started. My real opinion is anything that can push people further towards real meditation is good. Anything that gets people focusing on, quote unquote spirituality or self-improvement or, anything positive like that is good. If you think about all the nonsense that people can get wrapped up in. It's like if your choice is spending 5 minutes with like a guided meditation app or 5 minutes, reading the news and, do the meditation app. If that's helpful for you, if that's the most you want to go for now, do that, but learn real meditation if you want to get serious. There's one other thing that I do want to point out though, which is the whole phenomenon of wearables and wearable apps with meditation. Now that is really interesting. Okay, so I want to show you at least a couple devices here for neurofeedback, which is monitoring what's happening in your brain while you're meditating. So full disclosure, I do get an affiliate commission just because why not? If I'm going to talk about it, I might as well get an affiliate commission from the company. I'm going to show you something from the company Muse. I've never talked with that company. They did not pay me to do this. Other than, I'm signed up to their general affiliate program, but I'm recommending these because I use them. I think they're great. Many of my students have used these consistently. They like them. There's not many, basically no products that I recommend either on this channel or in my courses because I really believe that people should go into this and that all you need is yourself. And that's true. However, there are a few things that do help if you want to check them out. And of all the things we've stress tested, we've got whole piles of crap that we don't recommend. Of all the things that we've stress tested, there are a few that really do stand out and that I do feel confident recommending. So the one that I recommend here is called the Muse headset. And it looks like this. This is the Muse S. But basically the deal with these is you put it on, you connect it to a phone app. The phone app monitors, at least at a basic level, your brain waves. And then at the end of your meditation session, you get literal analytics on how you did. This has never been possible before at any time in history. Neurofeedback is a really recent phenomenon. Neurofeedback is literally just, having a computer monitor what's happening in your brain. And up till recently, it's been really expensive. Like you've had to go to labs to have them set you up. And it's certainly not something that you've been able to do on your own on a daily basis. That's changed a lot with these. These are really good consumer level. I think these are like $200 or $300. This might be a bit more, depending on which one you get. But a commercial neurofeedback rig could be like hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. There are more expensive ones than these that are available on the consumer market. There's one called an Emotive. There's like whole head, things like head arrays. Those look awesome. I would love to try them out. I would love to review them on this channel. I have not yet worked it up to like plop down the cash for those, but if those companies want to contact me and give me a review copy, I'll happily review them on the channel. But this is great. I mean, those are a bit more advanced. I think the emotive actually gives you practically like an MRI scan of your brain, which sounds pretty cool. But this is great for day-to-day meditation practice. Now, the app is a little janky too, I gotta say. And for the same reasons that I was talking about at the beginning of this video, it's kind of set up to like play bird sounds, and there are guided meditations on it. And the app is kind of designed so that you listen to the app while having the headset on, and then you're quote unquote meditating because you're, you know, relaxing to Buddha lounge music or something like that. So that sucks, in my opinion, at least for a real meditator. Maybe for somebody who's totally new, that's great. But what I recommend and what I tell all my students is just turn the volume off. Turn the volume off on it. Have it there. Don't look at the screen. But just do your normal meditation practice. And then at the end, you have feedback on how you've done. And I've seen students make much faster progress. There's the real satisfaction of having a feedback loop. You actually know what you're doing. And of course, not just in one session, but if you're charting yourself day by day over a long period of time, weeks or even months, then you can actually see improvement. You can actually see that you're having an effect, that your brainwaves are actually changing. That's really powerful. Like I said, that's, you know, what was our way of measuring before? I don't think we even had one. I mean, the only way of measuring your meditation practice before was if, you know, your Zen master whacked you with a stick or something like that. Now we actually have analytics, and I've been hyping people up about this for many years because for me, it's like, this is phenomenal. This is like, it seems like a small thing, but it's really not. This is such a big deal for anyone who does meditation or spiritual practice. This technology is still not perfect. It's still in its infancy. It's still kind of janky. It can get disconnected easily. The analytics are fairly basic, at least at that level. You got to deal with the guided meditation stuff. You can turn that off, but it's still pretty rudimentary. And my hope is that it will keep getting better and better and better, and at a cheaper price point for, you know, basic consumers. And we'll see. I mean, you know, supporting products like this will help that happen, because unfortunately, I have seen a lot of cool wearable products like this die in the past because people weren't buying them. They weren't supported. A classic example is I used to recommend something called a Spire Stone, which was a wearable that actually monitors your breathing and gives you analytics on your breathing throughout the day and actually zaps you if like you start holding your breath. Unbelievably useful. Really useful just for your day-to-day mood. I got a ton out of that thing. Nobody bought it. The company folded. The device is now unsupported. It's unusable. This happens, unfortunately, with wearable technology a lot. It's even happened with things like the Nest and certain products with the Nest, like, you know, like really popular ones. So I suggest that people check these out. Get them while you can, support them. This company seems to have be the leader in the pack, but you never know. So get a hold of these while you can. And my hope is that they keep improving. So that's what I recommend. I do recommend the Muse headset and app. But again, it's not for the guided meditation factor. It's as an aid to real meditation practice. So pick up one of those if you're interested. Otherwise, check out the free How to Meditate video on this channel. I'll also put a link to that in the notes below this. And check out my full courses on meditation at magic.me. Those are hardcore meditation, Adept Initiative, Alchemy of Chaos. There's tons there. You can get to very, very high levels with that material. And I will see you in class.